Hello! What happens when you turn 56 and you have feet that are constantly cold? This is the problem that my husband had, and I had to think of something to help him not have cold feet for Christmas. And so I came up with this idea. You know how they have those warmers, like you fill something with rice and you can have like a massage or something around your shoulders or your feet? Well, we use them for our feet, but then you're stuck in your chair and you can't walk. So I thought of this idea. I went to a major department store and I found these slippers for $3 and I made them slipper warmers. And a minute and a half in the microwave and his feet will never be cold again as long as he's wearing the slippers, at least for about an hour or so. So I'm going to show you how to make these today. Anybody can make these, but the slippers do have to be kind of cheap, so you have to be able to undo the seam in the back. I have the back door open. See? I'm open. I've got the back door open and I need to turn this whole shoe through the back door. Okay. So I have inverted it. Why did I want to do that? I'm going to put it back. Well, I did want to see how they made it. All right, so let's try to put some rice in here underneath the foot. Now, Leah and I were talking about this. We don't really want to step on rice, right? Because rice will be a little bit painful to step on. But would it be more painful than stepping on these bullets of silicone? I don't know. I mean, I feel like that would be annoying. If it's a full layer of rice, would it hurt? I mean, like, if, for example, stepping in a foot of pony beads is not as painful as stepping on one pony bead. There could be a reason nobody's ever done this before. So if it's up on its belly or up on its end, the rice goes to about here. And I think that's enough because once we sew this back door up again, it will disperse. So I'm going to sew this back door up and then I'm going to put some in the sides of the zipper. The key to sewing rice warmers, you cannot leave a stitch open or you will be walking around the house leaving rice, which is very annoying. So we're going to backdoor this and I'm trying to sew through the foam so that it's secure. We've got to do the test. The shake it upside down and see if rice falls out test. All right, we've passed the test. Okay, now it just occurred to me that we might be changing the size of this slipper. It might be hard to get your foot in once I add all the rice to it. But we're gonna have to think about that later. For now, we're gonna turn this inside out and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna put some more rice in here and it won't turn because now it's all fat and bloated. I wonder if that's enough. I wonder if that is enough. But you know what? Maybe I just won't fill this as much as I filled the bottom. I gotta stick my foot in here. That is snug, and I'm not a man. And it's a little awkward to walk on because I have huge things underneath my feet. But we won't be doing too much walking, right? Maybe on my next one, I will just do the sides. So if we're going to do an experiment, and this one is just the bottom, what if I do one that is just the sides, and then I do one that's both, and we see which is better. It's so harsh. Shadows. Okay, here comes experiment number 2. The back door, if I remember right, still accesses the top of the slipper. So we're gonna do back door again, but we're just gonna fill the top of the other Pokemon slipper, and we're gonna see how that goes. All right, I have the little port here that goes, I stuck my finger in, that is coming to the top of the shoe, and I see there's no seams. So this should fill the top of the shoe. But how much do I want to fill the top of the shoe? And that is not quite big enough. I'm gonna pop one more stitch. Now the key is to not drop the shoe as I'm adding rice and get rice all over the floor. That's my goal. Of course it will not go in because it's a tight space. If you've never had a rice warmer, you guys know that all you have to do is put these in the microwave for like 2 or 3 minutes. And it gets it so hot and toasty. And it will stay that way for 15 or 20 minutes. Just enough to get the ice out of your feet. All right, well, Leah had a great idea. Because on the rice warmers, there are like channels where the rice goes. And this is just one big fluffy area. And so next slipper I do, I'm going to try to put a seam right here. Because if I put a seam right there, I can feel that it will disperse the rice left and right. Because right now it's just all hanging right on the toe. So we do need some channels to fill. Now I can also tell that the rice only goes to here. So do I continue to fill it with rice, or do I see if this will work? Because once you put your foot down, it's going to disperse a little bit, the heat of the rice. All right, we're gonna see if this will work. I think that might be enough. I have it filled up. I should have measured. That fits a lot better than the other one. The other one was a lot harder to put on. And I can feel the rice all throughout the top of this. So I'm excited about that. But I do feel, it does feel cold on the bottom. So number 3, I'm going to put rice in both. And I'm also going to sew a stitch down the front. Oh, my goal is to sew a stitching line from toe. Actually, I don't need to go all the way to the toe. I just need to go 3/4 of the way down. All right. Now, I see that what I thought was right down the center was not down the center. I'm just gonna see if it's really bad. If it's really bad, we're gonna do it again. Sewing. I'm going to put a chalk mark right on Spidey-Man's face right there so that I'll know I'm in the right spot. I should have done that in the first place, but sometimes I think, hey, I don't need to be careful. That's better. See, right down the middle, so it looks like it's supposed to be there. Now, I have a tube. Now, if you know what this is, I dare you to make a comment if you know what this is. But I doubt most of you will. This is like 40 years old. That's all I'm going to tell you. So now I'm going to try to put this tube down into, look at that, into there. We're going to put the funnel, oh my gosh, it just fits. And we're going to see if this will work. But see, it's kind of slipping out of my hand a little bit. But I'm going to see if it works gently, gently. I guess it'd be better if I did it over the table. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Look, it's done. Oh my gosh. So now it's in one side. And we're gonna do the other side. I think I have more rice in here than I did on my other one. And just for fun, we started weighing these. The one that is just in the top before was 315, and this is 345. So it's a little bit more. But now I'm also going to put some in the bottom, right? Isn't that what we decided? We're gonna put some in the bottom, not a ton. One thing I've noticed also, the right side is bigger than the left side. And we don't want that to happen in the future. So in the future, I might not start so far down to the toe. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. In the future, I need to measure. I don't even know if I can get my foot in there. It's taking a little work to get my foot in here. Okay, it feels okay, but there's also something else happening. Because it's so heavy, it feels like it wants to come off of my foot every time I lift it up. I mean, I can't run around the house with this on because they are, I mean, it does feel like a weighted ankle weight, right? I'm gonna go put it in my microwave.
That is toasty.
Yeah, this is 2.5 minutes and it's almost too hot to hold. So it's a little too hot. Do I dare put my foot in there? Oh my gosh. That's really hot. That's really hot. That's really hot. And I did notice that the elastic felt like it was cracking a little with the heat. I don't think elastic was meant to be microwaved. But 2.5 minutes, maybe too much. I'm gonna try this again because my feet are cold and it feels so incredible. But it is hard to get my, it's hard to get my foot in there. It's still a little bit warm. So I may not need as much rice. It feels fantastic. I only put these in for 1.5 minutes. This one has it just in the top. That feels spectacular. And it's so much easier to walk. But I do feel the cold of the floor on the bottom of my foot. It doesn't feel as good as the other one. I'm gonna try on the other one that has it just in the bottom. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's what we're doing. Now that feels more awkward. Like I don't know how far to lift up my foot because it's kind of like, see, it's just kind of dragging on the floor. Although actually right now I'm feeling the cool on the top of my foot. I feel like that was way too much rice on the bottom. And because the rice takes up so much space, you're gonna have to order a size up. But it's very, very warm, very warm. We just got, an inch or two of snow last night. It's like 24 degrees this morning. Okay, Leah and I were talking. And on a rice warmer that you get, that I made for my kids this Christmas, you put the channels in. I think I might put some channels going between on a diagonal right here and see if that will help the rice not all come to the front. But first we have to see if Hope will do this. It looks like my presser foot is clearing the silicone nodules pretty well. And I don't want to get close to the edge because I want the rice to be able to move a little bit. Well, that looks really good. Look, 1, 2, 3. I have finished sewing these slippers for my husband. What I decided to do in the end was to put 3/4 cup in the bottom, do some channels to kind of dissipate the rice because the rice will all accumulate in the toe if you don't put these little channels in. It's still lumpy to step on, and I'm not sure how to solve that problem right now. But I put 3/4 cup in this, and 1/3 cup over here, and 1/3 cup over here in each one of these through the back door. This one, with just the rice in the top, I could still feel the cold floor. So if you have hardwood floors or cold floors, I wouldn't recommend that. The ones where I just had it in the sole was very satisfying, but I felt like I was walking in sand. And every time I walked, it was kind of uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that I got a good hybrid on these ones that I did for my husband, We're gonna see what he says, but I'm not gonna give them to him for until Christmas because this is the only surprise that he's getting. Because anything he wants, he just orders. Just so that you'll know, I put this hot one on. This was about 22 minutes ago. It's still warm. I had it only on my foot for about 2 minutes and my feet are still warm, and now I took my jacket off. Because if my feet are happy, I'm happy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.